prior clip, students learned the meaning of denotation and connotation through modeled, shared, and individual activities. They explored the denotative and connotative meanings of both dandelions and gold. Their schema is then used to infer the underlying meaning of the title of the short story, Digging for Gold.
So a lot of you have continued building, and I heard some really excellent talk going on at this table where they were helping each other out, and then one idea would kind of spark another idea, and Diljan was writing frantically over here to get all of his ideas down. Now what I asked William to do, because he got gold, created a little bit of a wall for gold here, and he put some of his ideas down. Okay, so to accommodate for that, can you flip your booklet open? So the first, and you're going to the story Digging for Gold. Has anybody made an association here yet? Hands up if you think you've made a connection here based on something we've done today. Because this was a question that we looked at together, wasn't it? So we're going to just look at over here at the title there was Digging for Gold. And just what was the gist of that story that we read? Yeah.
A boy that earns money for digging out dandelions.
Yeah, so it's a story about a boy. Thanks, Parth. Short, sharp, and shiny. You did it. A boy who makes money digging dandelions out for his grandparents, right? So the title, Digging for Gold, something that I noticed when I was reading these over, is a lot of you, they said, why would they refer to these dandelions as gold? And a lot of you could answer the question, but you didn't have specific schema. So let's look at, we already built on our dandelion wall. We already said that dandelions were weeds and that they were bad because they took over the lawn. And that we associated them with, you know, they kind of took everything over and were a little bit of a nuisance and made other insects come into the garden. So we think of dandelions in almost a negative way. Gold, what about gold? How do we think of gold? And this is William's thinking up here, okay? So he says it's actually a color. There's white and yellow gold. It's a mineral that's found underground and it's heavy. And the connotative value, he thinks of jewelry and rings and shiny, thinks of money or cash, valuable or expensive things, mines and Olympic medals. And he wrote fool's gold as well. What's fool's gold? Not everybody knows what that is. Sarah.
It's a rock that looks like gold, but when you hit it, it smushes. But
Okay.
if you hit gold, that doesn't. You get sparks.
Okay.
And when the settlers were coming to Canada, they were looking for gold, but they found fool's gold instead.
Okay, so Sarah's obviously got a lot of schema. She's got a lot of background information about that. I would have just said it looks like gold, but it's not. So thank you, Sarah. You helped build my schema a little bit there. So what do we associate with gold? Dandelions we associate with something that's kind of negative, and gold, the association is what? The big association. Roxanne?
Money.
Money and value. We think of gold as being valuable. And we talked about that with the poem the other day, the value of gold and how it was valuable to us, but it wasn't to the water traders. They thought we were silly, didn't they? So in this particular story, one of the questions was, why is it titled Digging for Gold when really this person is digging for dandelions? Anson?
Because gold is money and he's digging the dandelions out to gain money.
Okay, so gold is considered valuable, yeah. Thank you, Anson. Christine?
I think that the title Digging for Gold was okay because when every couple dandelions Brandon dug up, he would get $1. And when he dug up a lot, because there were a lot of dandelions, he got a lot of money, and it was enough money to buy a soccer ball.
Right, so something that's not very valuable, something that's that we consider kind of a nuisance, and something that isn't fantastic, a weed, something that takes over, is actually quite valuable in this situation. So the comparison is to gold. That's the association, because yes, dandelions are gold in color. That's another connection we might make. But really, we're looking for their value in this case. So if you had that schema about gold, you knew a lot about gold, and you knew a lot about dandelions, you could have brought a lot of meaning to that piece of reading.